Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. We've been having several videos about how to do change orders and handle their payments and issue them and print them, etc. This will be a summary video about the various windows that you do have that you can open to produce various summary ledgers or ledgers of your change orders, etc., that might be handy to give even to your home buyer to show them their total change orders, or for you to review all of your change order records. I'll click on the change orders button. But before I go there, I think I'm going to jump over to the window that if you do set up and watch the job setup videos about setting up a home buyer to be able to get online and see various things, I'd like to first show you what the home buyer can see online if you check mark and authorize them to see change orders information. So I'm actually going to jump over to the screen I already have open. This was a silly picture I uploaded and said show the buyer. And you can see over here these two change order buttons are active here and show up to show you what the home buyer does see if they get online and see change orders. First of all, I clicked the button for change orders builder approved, so they can right away see the price, price with tax, and any payments they've made and what balance is due on those change orders, and how many delay days that these various change orders are causing. They can print a report if they like. It's some of the same sort of reports. This is one with notes that will show each change order with the line titles, and I think we typed some dumb notes here for the buyer that don't really mean anything other than me giving you some instructions. But anyway, you would have typed your own notes talking to them, and they could see which change orders were causing delay days, which change orders had payment lines posted to them. So this is a good report, one that you could also produce from CHS and just send to your home buyer when you're ready if you have not authorized them to be online. The other thing they can do is they can drill down to the change order by clicking on it, and they can approve change orders right here, which will trigger an activity message for the home builder that the buyer has approved this. You can see by the fact that they are just, it says builder approved yes. There might be one down here we've done later that the buyer has not approved yet, but the buyer has approved that. Maybe I go ahead and approve this, and the first thing that happens is it asks for my name, but I would probably be George Small or somebody. I'd be the home buyer, and I'll approve that change order line. And I'll go ahead and approve this one because both these are on the same change order for changing out the ceramic tile in the 4A to hardwood if you watch my previous videos. It just wants to know who's doing that approval. So you can see that, and then the builder can see those kinds of things on in CHS that the home buyer has actually done their approval. So that can happen there. They can also look at change orders not approved and get a list of those with notes too. And there's not a place here because the builder hasn't approved. Yes, there is a place. The home buyer could go ahead and approve it, and then afterwards the builder could go ahead and approve it. The reason it's in unapproved is if the builder has not approved it yet. So that's the information that a home buyer can see related to change orders. I'll go ahead and log off this window, and we'll get back to being inside of CHS. And the first thing let's do is do one more time. Let's go over here and select the demo job that we've been working on, and let's click on this approve COs, and let's drill down to one of these. And notice that that's not one that they did. Let's try this one. This is the one that I had the home buyer approving online. You can see that buyer approved by and buyer approval date, which is today when I'm talking, etc., that suddenly you can see that. Also, you can go home, and if you look here, you're going to see activities and messages. Notice that there's a home buyer message board, and as soon as they approve buyer action on CO line today, as soon as they approve, I approve 2 lines today on a change order, and if I click to read it, before I clicked it showed unread by builder right here, but now you can see that I did read it, and it's showing there's a buyer action, and I can view this entire action if I want, but it shows you your change order number and what thing they approved, just so that you're aware of it. Now you notice that this unread by builder 1 message in this thread has been read by the builder, and if I click on this and then close it, that 1 goes away. It's just so that you can look at ones that you haven't read. Like for instance, if I put greater than 0, it's showing the number of messages or things there are in that thread, and I search, that kind of thing. You can add new topics for the home buyer to see online, but this video is not supposed to be about all of that, but I just wanted to sort of point that out, that the builder can be checking those every day, the home buyer message board, to see what they've done. There's other messages besides check marking change orders that can happen, or the buyer can type a message. So anyway, if we go to the approved change orders for the selected job, we've been over this window several times. It's listing all the approved change orders, but if you do reports, it will show you all your approved change orders for the job with estimated costs and buyer notes. This is a little different than what the buyer saw online, and the fact is that we can see what we estimated our cost to be, and then the price, and also delay days and notes, etc. So that's a little bit different. If you wanted to just print one from here to send to the home buyer, you'd probably do no estimated costs with buyer notes, and that's the same one the buyer, if they are online, could see. So you'll see that. There is some searching you can do here, like here's balance due. Some of these we've gotten payments you can see for, so you could search for, and not equal to 0 is put in by putting an exclamation point equals 0, and you can see various tips for what you could put in these fields for greater than, or I could do balance due greater than 0 if I wanted, instead of not equal to 0. And then I would only be seeing the ones that do have balances due. There's all sorts of other search things that you can do, and I think you can probably figure those out. You could search for only certain change orders and so on. But these reports here, this is for reports from people who used to use CHS before it was on the web. This report here will do approved change orders in cost code order. So if you're wanting to look at which cost codes have been affected, all grouped together by change orders, and if there have been more than one line put to these various cost codes, you'll see them all together, and the cost differences, it's your estimated costs and then the CO price. It's just in cost code order, just in case you're needing that information for how it's affected your cost codes. And this one is the approved change orders by stage, which can, if you're working, especially if you're working with schedules, this could be maybe an interesting. In stage 3 we have these various change orders and how many delay days they are, and we can see notes, internal notes and buyer notes on all of these things if we're studying something for how these change orders are affecting our different stages of the job and how they're delaying them, and if you want some information about that. So there's that ledger. And those are the various, we did talk about already, and one about using purchase orders to compare change orders to your estimated costs. You can see we had an estimated change order cost, a purchase order of this amount, how much the POs are over actually our estimated cost. the costs that we did post, the actual costs that are attached to change orders, POs, and we were talking about the importance of attaching purchase orders to your change orders, because that's the way CHS can detect if an actual posted cost is a change order cost, is because it's posted attached to a change order purchase order. But you can see how this will show you and help you analyze, especially if you have POs attached. If you'll help you analyze what's going on with your costs, and it gives you some information about what I was just talking about there. So let's go ahead and go. We've been on that window a lot. Let's go ahead in this video and go to change orders summary by job, which is actually just giving you one line per job, but that shows you the approved ones, one line per job, and the unapproved. Remember, we unapproved in one of our videos a change order, and we could drill down on it and view it and see what that is, but that line will be, the lines for unapproved will be in red, just so you're aware you've moved to a different section. But this is the estimated cost of all the change orders for this job. Here's our demo job right here that we've been working on. This is the estimated cost for all the change orders, the price with tax, the total payments, and the balance due on this, and how many delay days all of those change orders together have done. And if I view this, I'll actually open the same window we were on a minute ago that is all the approved change orders for that particular job. So that's another way to drill down to all the change orders for a job, besides what I did where I was selecting a job here and doing it here. That's how you get there. If you make any changes to change orders, since this opened in a tab, it will just sit here until you close it, and if you do make some changes and want to come back, you can refresh this window to see what changes have happened. But it's just sort of a quick at a glance. If you want to search for just jobs that do have balances, you could do the greater than 0 or the exclamation point equals 0 for not equals to 0, and you could search for some other features here, and then when you do a search and you print a results report, it's only going to show what you searched for. There's a place for filters down here, and let's say we just searched for what would I search for to narrow this one down? Maybe delay days that are greater than 10. Let's do it greater than 20. And I'll do a search. So now I'm only seeing one job, which was a DeGroot job, which is a job he already did, that had delay days. So if I do a results report, it's just going to show that one, and it's going to show me what I used as my filter. So that is basically the change order summary by job. I'll clear my search. You can of course use these alphabet buttons, and if I only wanted to see jobs that started with a V, I can see also the results report will only show, it says lower left starting with a V, basically is what that means, is that I'm only seeing information for this one job, actually, because both these are the same job. It has approved and approved no. So that's pretty much it. You can drill down and get to your change orders there, either the approved or the unapproved for a certain job. So let's just go ahead and close that window. It's just an overall look at all your jobs, balances due, delay days, etc. Now this one is the COs and payments database. Is going to show you all records that you've entered, individual records. It's a database of the records. There have been builders that have requested. Notice that the entry date is they want to do some reports for a range of entry dates. So if I do search, this is going to show all your change order lines and any payment lines. So you'll see over here an entry type CO total and an entry type of payment. and it's summing up the COs and payments. We've done he did some strange stuff with his job there, but but anyway, let's search only for stuff happening in this year, just because we want to, and I've been asked by builders to be able to just get a change order report of just all the records done in a certain year. Now you'll notice that really it's just our demo job, because that other, the group job, was an old job of this builder's that was showing up. But I could have searched just for our demo job also if I was only interested in that. But since I did a range of dates, and I'm assuming you'd have other jobs during the year, all of your stuff would show up. If I do a results report and I look at the bottom, it's going to show cost code, delay, all the detail of the database, and it's going to show down here the filters that I used so that I can know what I asked for before I did this report. That might be handy to some people searching for certain things. There's all sorts of ways you can search. You can drill down still on here. You can see that they're approved by the builder here with a check mark, etc., but you can drill down to open the lines for that change order and do editing, etc., as you need. If you wanted to do it from here, if you noticed something that you needed to change. Once I open to do some drilling down and editing, all of the records will come back. I can resubmit my search if I'm still only wanting to look at the records for the year of 2015. So that's what this window is all about. It's just so you can see every single line at a glance. For each change order, it's grouped by change order, and it's totaling. The COs and payments column are all in the same, so that you can see whether it totals to zero or not. You can see there's no payment line on here, so it's showing a balance due of $652.50. But this is a way to look at all your records that you've entered, both payment and change order lines, that you've entered for change orders if you're needing to review all of them like this in one big database. You can send information to Excel. If you open a report, it will open in, most all reports will open as what is called an HTML web report, which is almost like a draft thing, but the reason we do that is, first of all, the report opens faster if you're just wanting to look at it and not print it, or if you're wanting to send things to Excel because you're working on something. You can send this data to Excel from an HTML web report, but not from a PDF report. So we first open it as an HTML, which will have some funny things if you tried to print it, like this shows page 00, because this is actually just a web page, this HTML view, and it doesn't know about page headers, page footers, or about pages, individual pages. So a good lot of the time when you open a report, first it's an HTML, but then you can export it to PDF and get it to where it's, see, this now knows that it's page 1 of 1, not page 0 of something. And it'll be prettier a lot of times because it's the full designed report. The HTML report is almost, like I said, a rough draft. And you can see this whole report, landscape report, on this page and print it as a PDF if you like. So that's the information about that, and about printing various results reports that will show you all of your data for the various jobs. And we talked about change orders audit in the utilities section of our videos. Hopefully you can see how handy some of these reports are, especially the ones that you can give to your home buyer, keep them abreast of where they are with their change orders, and keep yourself abreast of how much delay change orders are causing to your schedule, and who still owes money on various change orders. Thank you for watching.